I prefer the coffee.
Up though, it's your boy Coffee back with another one, and right here is Rory airing out, spazzing out, letting Danny from the stop know. Like your man Adam 22 is foul for even giving this dude a platform, Pop Smoke Killer. Like, why would you even give him an interview? Why would you shine him any light? That is foul. What are you doing? And he had to let Danny know, yes, why you not calling your man out? You do all these videos on everybody, but you couldn't call your man out and let him know about the foul things he do. So yo, Rory was talking his stuff, man. Y'all watch, y'all listen. Y'all give me y'all thoughts. That was foul. Of anybody to give that man a platform, but y'all let me know. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, enjoy. Oh yeah, if you know, you know. I'm the original clipper. So I went back to my original form at the end of this video. Enjoy.
Asked you, Danny.
Yeah. Did you stop bringing that shit up? Did
What did Adam do?
he interview Pop Smoke's killer or one of his killers? I mean, I can't lie. It was kind of crazy. It's really crazy. But I think Adam's been pretty unapologetic that he pursues views and stuff like that, and kind of what gets the thing going. I spoke about it today on the pod, and I was talking about like it's been tough to navigate that because Adam actually is someone that's gave me great advice, and I always felt like it came from a good place.
You dancing right now. You dancing right now.
You dance like I mean the way you did when you was on my pod. Why can't I dance?
Facts. Okay.
So, but yeah, he
Yeah,
always
but it
been
was it was a
good.
little different between Bridget and my
So you mean
friend breaking up between Adam 22 interviewing the killer of Pop Smoke.
I would argue this is
Way
just
different between Bridget and Mandy having a podcast breakup and both of them being my friends and me dancing. Yes, you are correct.
I
I'm
think
saying
Adam.
somebody died. Somebody's child was murdered, and then they put the killer on a microphone for bullshit. Way different than Bridget and Mandy breaking up. So don't do the dancing thing with me right now, Danny.
I'm not dancing. I'm giving you insight into why this is something that revolves around layers and layers. I don't know why I gotta. You didn't answer my question, and it was about something way more trivial than this. Somebody dying. Like that was just a podcast breakup. That was some that I think everybody was writing was on the wall. I didn't even push the issue because I knew you was holding back.
It's cool to say
But
fuck Adam, bro. I've been in a
I,
situation of just sometimes you gotta say fuck people. It's cool. Just say fuck Adam. It's fine.
Word, say it,
it's
Dan.
Like it's
hard.
fine to say,
How do
bro.
you feel about it,
Like
Danny?
it's cool.
What are your thoughts on it? Like,
You know
do
that was
you agree
nasty.
that
You
it's
know that was
corny?
crazy. You know shit is above just YouTube clips. Like, come on.
I don't know. I mean, Adams. It is. I
Now
wouldn't
you
do it.
yawning.
No, I'm tired.
Same.
It's 12:30. But yeah, I obviously I wouldn't do that. But Adams always kind of interviewed people who've done stuff like that. So
Bro,
I don't
if
know.
we
It's
being
not.
honest, that shit's not that crazy, bro. It's getting overblown to a certain extent. Like motherfuckers make documentaries about people who and interview killers and serial killers and shit like that, and we don't look twice at those motherfuckers, bro. Like, come on.
It's bad. I mean, I don't. I think it's for someone who's from maybe the city life, and that shit was traumatizing. We lost one of the greatest. Oh, maybe someone who could have been a great,
Killers get
but
interviewed all the time, like
but
for their murders. The only thing is, motherfuckers liked Pop Smoke. Motherfuckers was interviewing Quando Rondo's mans. Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
I thought that was nasty too.
did
Yeah,
he
it's nasty every time.
I mean, it's a delicate. What? So you feel like Adam should have not entertained it? I guess.
100%.
Will you be on Adam's platform
Granted,
again,
I
Rory?
no,
Ever?
but I said no, but I said that before this Pop Smoke thing.
But you went on this platform
That's a fact. I know.
after he had interviewed people who had done the same thing, and
Bro,
now that it
I
hits.
first of all, I'm aware that Adam has interviewed people that have killed people. That's not what that interview was about. There's a difference between interviewing people that have been in a lifestyle that, yes, that has happened. But to specifically interview somebody for the sole fucking purpose that they killed Pop Smoke is disgusting to me.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Somebody that was obviously emotionally unstable, high, needs help as well. Like I'm not just thinking for Pop Smoke's family. That killer too, I could tell that kid needs so much fucking help. Exploiting a kid that looked lost inside at the same time was fucking disgusting. So you guys are saying I'm just on the side of why would you ever interview Pop Smoke's killer? Did y'all watch the interview? That kid looked dead inside.
Yeah, but I'm
That kid
saying
looked dead inside. What the fuck are y'all doing? This is disgusting.
He's been doing that though, bro. I guess that's my misunderstanding.
Nah, I don't think to this.
No,
This
to
was
this
a
exact
whole
extent
different
he's
level.
been doing this. He's interviewed these motherfuckers who clearly need help, and he's done that for years. And motherfuckers have fucked with him while he's done it. I guess I'm wondering where was the switch, Rory?
I said before this that I was done with going on Adam's platform.
I never fucked with
Yeah,
him.
I'm saying, but when did you make
I
that
definitely
switch?
see what Jameson said because he has put Chicago niggas up there,
I
killed
think
each other.
it was around the Crip Mac, China Mac time.
Okay.
That was when I got a little weird with that whole situation.
Bro, I knew
Where
that nigga
it
was
like
weird when
stopped
he was doing
being.
drugs with 17-year-olds. Like these 17-year-old rappers would come up there, he's getting high and partying with them at 35. Like that shit's weird.
I honestly don't know anything about that. Deadass, I really don't. I don't know Adam's history with partying with 17-year-olds.
Yeah, I don't neither.
We'll have to kick a lot of people out of the Rolodex if that's the case. Do we know who E is?
Who is?
Do we know?
E. There's just a nigga named somebody named E that's on the stage. They haven't said anything,
Take
so
them out.
to avoid the other situation,
Yeah.
So you gotta go. You gotta go.
gotta go.
Mulatto.
Boom.
Mulatto. But yeah, I mean, it's an evolving situation, man. I don't know how that matriculates moving forward. When I did for Nojumper, I did my best to not any of my videos I made were not about gangs or anything like that because I didn't want to talk about it. If you noticed, but
I stay far away from gang shit. That's not my life. I'm a civilian. I stay all out of all of that politics shit. Just morally, that was fucking way crazier than what I've seen on Nojumper. And we know Nojumper has crossed all moral lines, but this was a whole different
We gotta wait
capacity.
we gotta
You got
wait
to
something
understand,
up
this kid
too.
was in juvenile. He was a juvenile when that whole shit happened. He got out of jail, and now you're interviewing a kid that just became quote unquote an adult, lost high, has no idea what the fuck is going on, murdered a rap icon. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are
I
we
didn't
doing
watch it.
as
So I'm
podcasters?
assuming he had
I'm not
nothing
putting
else
it
to
just on Adam,
promote.
just
There
in
was
general. Like, what are we doing as
Did
podcasters?
anybody
This is
watch it
crazy.
besides Rory?
I
I didn't
wasn't
watch
gonna
it.
watch that
so there was
shit.
no
I
new
wasn't gonna watch that shit.
music. There was no like I'm gonna be in a movie. I'm writing a book. I'm in rehab. Nothing to it except for I'm only here because I'm associated with
And
the death of
I'm
this
not looking for
person. That
Adam
was
to
all
put
of
him
it.
in rehab or put him to help his life. Just leave this shit alone, man. Like,
Well, I'm asking just if there's a greater story to it of Homeboy being there outside of I'm just the nigga who killed somebody.
No, I watched it. It was nothing else. They literally just talked about that shit. It was like words. It was disgusting. He literally was like, "No, it was a regular day. I don't know how we got it. Yeah, like just it was fucking
that
ridiculous."
kid
And
looked lost. He was like 15 when that shit happened. Like,
I think maybe after they die, you can mention them. I don't know.
Are you doing all this because you just don't want to say fuck Adam?
No, I'm
That's
not
very
saying
true.
that. I just think the conversation
no,
started.
everyone just wants to lean on this word journalism when they know it's some bullshit.
We're gonna talk about Floyd Mayweather one day, Rocky. But anyway,
That was such a low blow for no reason. I'm talking
nah,
about Adam.
nah.
That was a wild
Wow.
haymaker from the hip. Like shit,
Danny
I
trying
don't
to get
even
away
care.
from it.
No, I'm not. I'm not, because I'm still talking about it. But what I'm saying is, no, it's just I don't think I think this new level of content is clashing with old principles of journalism, and
Okay, so all right, so we should dead the juvenile thing for this new clash. You guys are bringing in the new wave of kids, right? That's why
the
I know
new
you
way.
fuck with Drake.
Drake,
Not enough niggas are getting sued.
yo,
Yo, that was
we
crazy.
That was a joke. I promise that was a joke. I
That
don't
it
think
won't
Drake's
be
a pedophile. I
it
don't think
won't
Drake's a pedophile.
it won't
But
be
I'm
in my
saying,
video.
no,
that was
if you guys
Rory
think you
says
guys are
Drake.
real, if you
No,
guys think you guys are real journalists, then you
I
should
never
know
said that.
that kids are always, no matter what, not allowed to be brought up at all. And everyone on YouTube in that whole gang world does nothing but bring up kids that are under 18.
I'll talk
So
about
you guys are
podcasts,
not
man.
fucking journalists. So stop with this journalist. Yo, I'm a journalist. I'm just here covering what anyone would do on 60 Minutes. No, y'all are bringing up a bunch of kids that joined a gang at 14 and bringing up their real fucking names or
Well,
whatever
there
their
were
IG handle is or wherever their mother lives. Like, it's weird. You guys are not journalists. You guys are gossip about gangs and you guys are not part of this shit. So
And
well,
then
leave it
there,
the
say they
fuck
not a
alone.
street.
well, Rory.
So leave it alone. Like,
Well,
leave the
some
shit alone.
I am not somebody who does this. I don't make content about the streets,
And
but
the real journalists I've known that, like real journalists that I've known that cover shit, their end goal was to fix something.
salute to them. But
You know
so
So
what?
salute to them.
so y'all are just exposing shit we already know. Yes, we all know that gangs exist. We know that gang violence happens. We didn't need y'all to go on YouTube to tell us about it.
Nah,
So
those
you guys are not
storyboards
journalists. We didn't
weren't.
need y'all to tell us that kids are killing kids. You guys are not journalists. Like you're not.
well, wasn't part
You're
of
not. You guys are not journalists.
academics' claim is
You're
to help
fucking people
solve the
telling us
case?
shit that already happened.
Ain't that
That's
what
not
a journalist
journalism.
does, though, Roy?
No. There's
Yeah.
an angle. There's a perspective. There's somebody that is
This
doing
is
a deep dive
bullshit.
into what the story is.
This is bullshit, man. This is not true. There's New Edition. There's Fox News. There's other people that do certain levels of journalism that are just exploitative, and they're still journalists.
I don't agree with Fox News, but they give me a
And yeah,
perspective. They
No,
give
but
me a
I'm
deep dive
saying
and a perspective.
you,
You guys
these.
just come on YouTube and be like, "Yo, such
Why
and
are you
such
saying you
killed such and
guys?
such."
I'm not. I'm not
I
on
Yeah,
know.
none
YouTube.
of
Danny,
us
you know
does
that
that
shit.
gang shit up here, Rory.
No, I know. That's also no. We're going off
I'm
what
also a
Jameson started the
civilian like
conversation with.
you.
I'm a
Jameson
civilian.
started the conversation saying, "Yo, Danny and Roy, I know y'all don't do the gang shit, but I have an issue with this." And I was on the same side as Jameson. I don't think anyone here does that, but I hate that y'all just lean on
Question,
the
Rory.
it's journalism shit.
There are
Like,
ethical guidelines that journalists abide by that you gossip mongers don't, aka you, Danny.
Wait, but why, Rory? Why don't you fall into the gossip monger column? Right? You're a
I'm
YouTuber
not a
too.
journalist. I'm not a
Yeah,
journalist.
but you're a
I never
Some of
said I
YouTuber.
them,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
true.
I be gossiping. I know that.
I be gossiping.
Okay, but like I see this.
I'm aware of that.
I see this
we
disconnect
all
between.
do.
I'm very self aware.
I see this disconnect between guys who are a little bit more industry who create content versus guys who are a little bit more independent who create content. And the motherfuckers in the industry really look down at the independent people as if they're not doing the same thing. Joe does that shit too.
Yeah,
I'm I'm
and he
confused. What are you saying?
Why do we bring
No,
Joe
he's
into
no,
just
this?
that's a,
on.
I think. Wait, I think
How you
that
why you
is interesting.
bring someone?
No, I gotta mute people. I think that is interesting though. Like these men that you are kind of talking about have had to come on the industry on their own, like in terms of creating content without any backing and not being attached to some type of thing that can let their voice be heard. That sometimes they just saw a pathway and maybe they made decisions that weren't the best journalistic. They didn't hold up to journalistic standards, but they put the hard work in and got noticed and they changed up. Like the people who are
Wait,
gonna
I'm confused. I'm talking about the people that lean on what you said, Danny, that this is journalism. That's the only side I'm on. You guys can try to flip this to the machine independent wave that you guys always do. When I've been independent my whole fucking
You
life.
have not been
Still am.
independent.
Yes, I have.
That is not Rory. That's
well,
like Drake
come on.
saying it's OVO, so it's
Jameson,
been
you
independent.
just you just argue with Sigma about like you
You
don't even know
deflecting.
me. How could you? No, go ahead. Go tell me
That's
about my
a
life.
that's a deflection.
That is a
So
deflection. That is a
I'm
deflection. We calling out all
Okay.
deflections.
You're
how has
inserting
he not
yourself,
been
Jameson.
independent, Jameson? I'm curious.
but I'm saying like
Tell me the time I haven't been independent. Go ahead. Let me know.
see, I think he's talking about like you were in a big podcast with another person that maybe your voice could be heard.
This is
Yeah,
like when
I
you
was
said
paying.
Chance the Rapper was independent, Rory.
That's Joe.
Are we saying that Joe Budden podcast wasn't independent? Well, I guess they
They
No,
weren't
no,
when
signed
they
to
that's
were
not what we're
on
Spotify.
saying.
You're not
Spotify,
independent.
but before
No,
this,
that's not what we're saying. Like we're saying it was independent, but you are behind one of the like you're on a show with one of the biggest voices in hip hop. Like you're gonna get your
Yeah,
voice
no,
heard.
no. Yeah, Joe was the biggest voice in hip hop, and then I just showed up. You guys are right.
One of the biggest voices.
I'm one of the biggest, and then I just showed up one day.
No one
I
said
did
that.
not.
No one said
Yeah, no
that,
one,
bro.
Oh no, I'm just wondering. I'm
no one,
wondering
no
But
who
one
you,
heard
said
but
me.
you've
That's
been
that.
all.
saying that you've always been independent. You,
I always have.
that's just
Always
not
have.
Yo,
true.
Jamison, you're literally doing the same thing to Rory that you just got mad at me about, and it's kind of pissing me
Nah,
off.
man.
Shells, did we
So
not say we
so
was gonna drop
Rory,
it?
would you say that the Spotify, Rory, would you say that the Spotify situation was a non-independent situation?
I'm talking about.
It was a licensing deal, and according to what he said, he fucked us out the deal. So I've been independent the whole time, apparently.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, Rory never
Drop
signed
the mic.
paperwork.
Yeah, but I think we have two different definitions of independent.
Mm.
I think Chance the
I'm
So
Rapper.
all
not
right,
even talking
what's your wait?
about.
Hold on, Jameson. What's your definition of independent since you've never signed a deal in your entire life?
How you know I never signed a deal?
James said, I'm
No, no, no. Hold up, Rocky Rory. How you know I never signed a deal?
I don't know. I apologize, Jameson. Tell me
Okay,
what a deal
nigga,
is.
you don't know my life, my guy.
I don't. But you talk like you know my life, so it's cool.
Touche. I have no
but I
retort.
just want to know what I want to know what your definition of being independent
What's
is.
what? Yeah, tell me what's
First.
independent.
I've shut
Because you
down.
know when you okay, all right. So let me tell you about the Spotify deal, right? That's a licensing deal. They license the content against advertisers. They don't own the content. They'll never own the content. But you sign a licensing deal. I will license my content to you for a certain amount of time so you could put ads against it. In return, you'll give me an advance per month. If I succeed that amount, you'll give me even more money. That is independent still.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Can I tell you my personal definition? This is how Jameson
Okay, go
sees
ahead.
it. My opinion, my perspective. Okay.
Okay, I'd love to
If
hear it.
you are backed by a major corporation, you are no longer independent. Chance the Rapper can have full ownership of Coloring Book, but he has Apple Music behind him pumping his shit. He is not independent. You can have full ownership of the Joe Budden pod, the Roryandmal pod, whatever. But once you have Spotify behind you pumping your shit, you're not independent. That's just
Okay,
how Jameson sees it.
do you know
Where
what
was you supposed to
do you know
upload
what
it?
DistroKid is?
Yeah, I
Yes.
know. I used to be a rapper.
Okay,
For real?
so
I was
DistroKid
nice.
is what exactly?
Distribution.
Okay, so if I go to Apple and I say, "Hey, I want to exclusively distribute my album through you guys," am I still independent?
It
I
depends
ain't
on the
even mean.
situation. You
Why?
didn't give me enough
What's
information.
what's the?
You didn't give me enough
I just
information.
asked you about DistroKid. What's the difference?
The difference is if I'm going straight to Apple and asking them to release my shit and we work out a deal where they're also promoting my project on the platform, that's not independent. Versus
Did does first of all does DistroKid promote your project on their website?
I've not been on DistroKid in a minute. I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, so let's go with Empire, right? Empire, everyone, that's the most independent company ever,
See,
right?
you're not independent if you're on Empire to me.
Why?
Because you have a corporation backing you.
Where are you supposed to
Okay,
upload it then,
okay, all right.
Jameson?
Jameson, my album went through STEM. Sabrina Claudio, I put on with them too. She goes through that. Are we not independent because STEM, who no Puffy, but Puff went through the same thing that I did.
I don't
They
I don't know enough about
they
STEM
distribute
to
that
speak on
shit
it.
because they posted it on their website and posted it on their Instagram. Are we not independent?
I wasn't even talking about none of this. I meant like if you're a young
So I'm saying,
creator.
with my podcast now, when I did my deal with Sirius, I did a licensing deal. Yeah, I'm on Sirius's website, but what the fuck? It's available everywhere. They just took my content and have an exclusive right to sell ads against it.
Let me ask you a question.
That's the most like what's not independent about
When
that?
you had your billboard in Times Square, you and Maul paid for that. That was out your pocket.
Yeah.
When the Joe Budden pod not shit, but yeah, when they shit was up, was that out of the Joe Budden's pocket or was that Spotify?
Shit. I mean, you
He
saw
hasn't
the
seen the
breakup.
paper.
Yeah, bro.
I don't
All
know.
right, never mind.
I have no idea where it came from. That was my issue the whole time.
I didn't even mean none of this, man. I feel like y'all went into some other shit. I just
No.
don't.
This is not an argument. This is like good information. I think people need to understand that because I hate when people. I don't know if it was, and I love Dame. Shout out to Dame, but I think Dame in that Breakfast Club interview really not only helped people's minds, but also sullied them and mudded their minds to thinking what independent is. Yes, Chance the Rapper is independent at that point. Apple Music was launching, and they said, yo, we will distribute this exclusively for a week. He owns all his masters for the rest of his life. That's independent.
Yeah, bro, but that to me that's not
If you
independent.
choose to take money for someone to license your content for a second, so what are we in the game for?
All right, let me give you a different example, right? Let me give you a whole different
Can you
example.
tell me someone that's independent? Can you
No,
just give me an example of somebody that's
I want
independent?
to take it off of this music shit for a second. I want to talk about spaces.
If I do my shit on Patreon, am I independent?
Rory, let me just
Yeah.
wait,
I'm curious about the
bro.
independent
Can
argument
I?
too. Like, how are we even having this conversation if we're not setting the parameters of what these words mean, or at least the
I'm trying
understanding
to
of
get
what
to
they
the
mean?
understanding, right? There, we on Twitter Spaces. There's this group called After Hours JBTV Spaces. They have a community of 17,000 people. They promote their spaces. They promote the spaces within that community, right?
It's on
Versus,
Twitter, right?
yeah, it's on Twitter.
Oh, so it
Versus,
can't be independent.
no, forget that. Versus Danny, who has a YouTube, who has a built-in platform with YouTube and Discord,
YouTube can't be
and
independent.
came to spaces with that. Versus, let's say, a Nick. Nick is one of our guys who's in here oftentimes, right? I wouldn't, I wouldn't consider JBTV After Hours as a space independent because they have this, for lack of a better words, machine of the community helping them. Does that make sense?
The size of your following determines if you're
Okay,
independent or
so
not.
I didn't make sense to
Yeah,
you.
So
you're just you're just misled.
Okay,
It's
bro,
cool.
I'm open to being wrong. I'm telling you how Jameson sees it.
I'm not
Yeah,
even
no, it's
talking
cool.
about this, man. I was just saying, like, I. This is gonna get pushed back, I know, but I gotta say it. I'm saying that Rory being attached to a big brand like the JBP, I know you helped develop it. That is like you coming in on the shoulders of something that was kind of built in to succeed versus a new content creator who's trying to find his voice and doing content about back and forth on the streets. Like there's just like you don't know.
but I think that's where I'm getting the misunderstanding of what y'all are talking about, because you guys are judging the independence level based off of the size of the following or viewership, subscribers, or whatever you want to name it. That's what's determining your independence. Whereas opposed to my understanding of your independence is based off of the financial backing or the infrastructure system that you have that's supporting you and
Was
helping
Drake
you
independent when
succeed.
he dropped his first mixtape?
This game.
Who was it under?
Uh,
What label was it
I don't.
under?
The first one, I
Not the
guess.
first one. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know.
You know
I
the
don't know
mixtape,
enough about Drake's deal.
the shit that blew
So
him
far
up.
gone.
So far gone.
I think originally when
I
he put
don't
it
know.
out on October's very own blog spot, I think I don't really know because I don't know his deal.
All right, Danny. Let's.
At what point do y'all stop thinking Master P was independent? Do y'all think Master P was ever
Based on what
independent,
Roy's saying,
or
I
Yeah,
think that would be considered independent to Roy.
Yes.
you don't think when Master P was selling CDs out his trunk, he wasn't independent?
Yes, sir. Was
so when did he stop being independent?
But
never
also, like Jameson tried to tell me that Palooza was not independent. So like,
Palooza again. Palooza had Duce backing him.
sponsors.
yeah. So Jameson, you do realize because you're 24, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
It started in 2012. So how old were you then? 10.
I was 12. I'm 24,
Okay.
nigga. It's 2024.
I'm not good at math. I'm
Okay.
dyslexic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
leave me
Ori.
alone. I went to public school.
Divide by two.
So that started in a brownstone in Harlem on 115th Street
Oh my
in
god.
Pleasant Avenue.
In the
Legendary.
Like, what are you
basement.
talking about?
No,
And
bro.
then
I'm
and then
I
saying some
was
and
shit,
on
then
145th
and this is my,
to
and
Saint
this is,
Nick.
10 years happened, and then we licensed the liquor to Duce. We held every last ticket sale, every last bit of profit came to us. We licensed the liquor.
I see what you're
to
saying.
Duce.
I see what you're saying. So for you, independent means full
Duce was
ownership.
exclusively licensed to that. They could not touch a single dollar of Palooza as a brand, as our ticket sales, as anything that could happen in Barclays Center down for the last 5 years before that.
So you're
But like
saying,
when
so
that
you're saying
situation,
independent is
That's
full ownership.
independent.
So
but
you're saying full.
let's say a situation pops off with some of the people on Duce Palooza, and they're like, "Yo, you got to make a statement." Is that like independent?
I don't understand the question.
So like you being attached to sponsors, kind of not contractually makes you beholden to them, but like you do have to move a certain way where you have to cater to those relationships, and you're technically not moving independent. Now you're connected to people, you are relying upon a deal. It's kind of like the ad company that is heavily relying on the cigarette company to pay them ads. Like, yeah, they're independent, but if you lose that ad deal, you could go under. So it's like you're independent in contract, but like you got to move a certain way.
But the fact,
I mean, not really.
Yeah, because
And any statement we ever made on Palooza's behalf was off Palooza. It had nothing to do with Duce.
no pressure from external factors ever.
I mean, we spoke to them, but they're never telling us what the fuck to do.
So what?
Okay.
So did you get a bag from Duce?
Yeah.
Okay.
A licensing deal. So, Jameson, you don't want people to make money, is what you're saying.
right?
I'm
That's the
not.
part.
Wait. I'm not
That's the
saying,
part.
bro. I've not
Like,
said
to be
any.
independent, you're not supposed to make money. Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
I still don't know if you're
Okay, so Jameson, if I'm able to profit off every last 100% off every last ticket sale that goes to Palooza, and then I get a cognac that also aligns culturally with what we're trying to do, to license exclusively that this cognac is going to be the only one served, I shouldn't take that.
Bro, when have I said that you shouldn't take it?
No, I'm just asking in this
But will
whole.
that
Nothing
make
that
him
make
not
him
be
not
independent if he does sign it?
Bro, I don't know.
yeah.
Nah, bro, I'm so over this shit.
That's the easy
I'm
answer.
so over
I
this shit,
appreciate that
bro.
answer.
It's
It's been a
over.
motherfucker today. I'm not gonna hold you.
okay.
I
Well,
just
take
think
your
y'all
time.
need to
So
understand
what the
people
fuck?
that are independent. The beauty of being independent is that you can license your shit out. Like, that's what's so great about being independent. I can license everything I want
Is
out to the world.
independent the same as ownership? Is what I keep asking. So independent
No,
is
it's
100%
fully.
ownership. That's what
When
makes
you
you
license
independent, is
things
having
out, nobody
100%
owns
ownership.
anything. hmm
Isn't that what independence is? Is that you
Slick,
own everything,
I'm
that you're not
asking
one thing in
him.
my
splitting
life
with
I
I'm
own.
somebody
asking
else?
Rory, Slick. Rory. No, like, why does this
Oh, so
nigga keep
nobody can answer.
intervening,
This
bro?
is a
No,
one-on-one
no, but go ahead,
conversation.
Jameson. Ask the questions.
Bro, so
Yeah.
you're saying being 100%, you're saying being independent is having 100% ownership.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted.
And
So
James, I'm telling you, everything in my life, when it comes from podcasting to parties to my music to my artist music, we own 100% of every last thing that we put out.
Wait, then
There's not one
you
person
were
on
independent as a
earth that
podcaster.
owns.
I don't agree with this, man, because I feel like you could sign a
I'm
really
saying
bad
now, obviously.
Yeah,
licensing
but
deal that
earlier you said
You watched the stop.
earlier you said I've been since I've been in podcasting I've had 100%. You said
No, I'm
I've been
saying
100% independent.
okay. All right, you're nitpicking now. Yes, since I left the Joe Budden podcast,
Okay.
everything in my life I have owned 100%.
You know what I kind of see that as? I kind of see that like Russ, who has a major deal, gets out the deal and now says I'm independent, and then tries to ride for quote unquote
We had
independent artists.
a whole joint venture with Universal. Got Emotional Oranges off, got Child off, got me off. We own everything. All of us own. Everyone around me owns 100% of their shit. Every last
wait.
one of us owns
You
100%
you was
of
signed to
every last thing
Universal,
we touch. We had a joint venture, 50-50 deal.
and then you got off that. You said
Hmm?
you got off that.
Yeah, Tunji got
Okay.
us off when he went over there.
Tunji, who?
The
Sorry.
president of Def Jam.
Okay, I didn't know who that was. My bad.
So
Oh,
everyone around me and myself, we own every last thing that we touch, and then we license it out. That's how business goes when you're independent.
So wait, is Joe Rogan independent? Because isn't his deal with Spotify licensed?
I don't know Joe Rogan's deal, and I'm not going to talk about Joe Rogan's deal because I don't know his deal. I'm only talking about my shit.
I'm not independent. I'm back.
He's backed by Rocky.
You're backed by
Yeah, man.
Nojumper.
Does Adam take some of your shit?
Yeah, man. I kick back 85%. You know, actually, Adam takes 70%, and then
Flacco gets the other
I
15 for
knew
the
it.
finder's fee.
70, 15, 15. I sit behind the
That's
expenses.
We've got to sit behind the expenses.
The
Yo,
honorable.
Flacco taking 15 is crazy.
Drop and give me Adam say drop.
Drop, drop,
Nah, but I don't
drop,
know,
That might
man.
be
I
an
think
drop.
some
outfit.
licensing deals can be like, because Joe made this point on Earn Your Leisure, where it's like you could sign a licensing deal, but then be beholden to some crazy shit you signed, where you got to drop a certain time, you got to insert ads. I think he was alluding to what that Drink Champs deal is with Revolt or whatever. But
No, I mean licensing deals obviously have stipulations, but that's what negotiating is about. You just have to figure out what makes sense for your company.
why'd you downvote that, Evan? What the hell is your problem?
You.
All right.
But I mean, listen, Patreon takes 10%, so I guess you're not independent if you're on Patreon.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't subscribe to this. I hear what you're saying by definition. By definition, sure. But I think if you have a major
I just want to know who's independent.
Yeah, because this is getting really
I
ridiculous
think if you have
now.
a major corporation backing you, you're not independent at that point. That's just my
So if you
personal opinion.
upload, so Jameson, if you upload on,
Patreon makes you not independent. So Patreon, YouTube would make you, if you're on any of those platforms, that means you're not independent.
yeah, like if you upload on YouTube and then your video gets to the For You page, or like on TikTok, they're like, are you not independent no more because they promoted you?
Do you think Mr. Beast is independent?
Yo,
Yes.
come on,
Yeah,
man.
I don't. I don't.
No. I
Are
think
we
he
really gonna
has
do this all night?
actual
Just talk
financial
about
backers,
who's
but
independent? Like,
I'm bored.
no, he is independent actually because he just uses all of
This
his AdSense and puts it back into his video.
this
So
how I
that's
know Danny's
independent.
part of the system because we actually having some real cool talk right now about what's
no, we're
going on, and
not.
Danny
We
trying
just
to
Not
block
at
it to talk
all.
about some gossip.
He don't want us to
Is
expose.
Willow Ryder independent? Like, what? We just gonna ask who's independent? Like,
No,
Bro, wait, but we
I
could wait
believe
that
she
out
no, I
is,
though.
think all
isn't she?
porn stars need
The
to
porn
Because she
be.
stars
has
going
OnlyFans.
Or
independent
we
was
could put
big
it
for
to bed.
content.
Or we could put it to bed.
Oh, but wait, she has OnlyFans, so that would make her
is
not
Loaded Lux
independent
independent?
because
Is she single?
Yeah, she's definitely out here.
Bro,
But
the porn
so
stars going and doing their own shit was big for content, and they kind of brought down a whole industry, and motherfuckers could learn from them if they actually like paid attention and had some respect for them. But
Did they
that's a
bring
different
down a whole
conversation.
Yeah,
industry?
them bitches went through Napster and figured it out.
Whoa.
well,
What industry
uh,
did they bring down if all the biggest porn
Rory,
stars are signed?
Rory went to a sex dungeon, posted it on Patreon, and they had to take it down. He's not independent.
That's true.
Is that
what were you
That's a
asking,
fact. That
Evan?
is a fact.
Evan, what were you
No, I
asking?
was asking
real?
about the porn
Is
stars.
Oh, okay. Willow Ryder, we need you.
Please. But no, I was asking because a lot of the porn stars are signed to like Vixen or like other when they have to do those big shoots. Like Willow spoke about it. Like when she does those big shoots with these other companies like Bang Bus and things like that. Like those are companies, those are entities. Like what are we talking about? Just because they have OnlyFans on the side, that just automatically makes them independent now?
Well, in that situation, that's
You
different
know a
for
lot about
sure.
porn stars, huh?
We interviewed Willow Ryder. I'm re-bringing up the information. Don't do that.
Best interview I ever did.
But does Vixen or whoever do they get a piece of the OnlyFans stuff?
Well, the way Willow explained it, she gets paid an upfront fee, like you're a work for hire, and then when they sell it on their website, it sounds like Vixen keeps that.
Well, that's a little bit different and tricky because they're more like actors. That's like
No,
saying,
that's
Denzel
a
Washington
freelancer.
isn't independent or something shit like that. Yeah, they're independent contractors. Yeah, freelance. They're signing W-9s and shit like that. from my understanding, from what it's
Yeah, they
sounding
just
like,
getting
the way
they
you
getting
was explaining.
1090s at the end of the year.
Well, there you have it. We did the science, and we're right back where we left off.
It's because according to this room, because you put on that tape,
We
you're
didn't
not
do the
independent.
science, but we are right back
Here's
where
the
we
thing
got
about
left off.
doing the science. All you gotta say is you did the science. You don't. Yeah.
You don't actually have to do any
Oh,
science.
you just have to say you did it after you said a bunch of
I
words.
learned from the best.
Like when Danny tried to say Rory was next to Joe Budden, so he wasn't independent.
That's not what I said. What I said is that
Which is crazy.
Rory was making these judgments on people who have had to find their voice in content creation. And what I'm saying is that being with Joe
Yo,
Budden
where do
is.
y'all think
You know
I
how many
was
rappers not
Nah,
when he
you
was
independent?
did
finding
that.
his
Can I finish, man? Why do I have to be over talked? Don't I allow people to speak? What the hell is going on here, man? I allow everyone to speak. They be saying dumb shit.
Choose somebody to talk to. You can only talk to one person though. You can't talk to
No,
multiple people. So choose who
I'm
you're
just
asking.
saying. Well, it's like, don't make me. All right. So I'm just saying that like these content creators that Rory is referencing about, they're not journalists. They don't do certain things, and I'm like, these are young men often trying to find their voice, trying to, and they have made the wrong choices. But I'm saying like Rory did put in work. I'm not undermining the work he put in, but like doing a show with Joe Budden allows you a platform to kind of get your shit off, allows you to grow. I'm not saying that he's
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I was a young man trying to help Joe find his voice. Like I think y'all are really missing that whole point
I was a young woman who worked on the
because y'all
goddamn
showed
platform
up
so that he
when
could gain
it
his
was
voice.
popping.